We'll have a table and some cards that people can fill out if they would like to be sent one of these surveys. So that's where we're at, right, Don?
Yeah.
So we're kind of waiting on you, Don, to decide what the weather's gonna be like, and then we'll have to give everybody a call.
The weather's not too bad, I just set a table outside there and I'll be there 6:30 to noon. And then Mark's taking over at noon. And just have them fill out a card. Most people's in a hurry because they stop in to work. They're on their way to work and they stop in to vote real quick and out. So, but we'll try and get the cards, get them to sign a card.
I have a question. What happened to the last survey that was filled out? I filled out my survey in depth and handed it in. It was supposed to be put through a computer system in Newark at, I forget what group that was. And they were supposed to submit the results. What happened to that?
I don't know why Jenny handed me the microphone.
Surveys.
Did I get here when that survey came out? Yeah. We have a copy of those surveys, and the original intent of the first survey was just to figure out whether the township would like to have a comprehensive plan. So, I'm talking to.
Just like to have one.
Just like to have one, so the question was, do we think it's important? And so the trustees took that information and they all decided together that the township did need a comprehensive plan. And that was decided earlier this year.
Okay.
And so they appointed a committee chair, and now we're actually in the process of trying to create, just in the beginning stages of creating this comprehensive plan. So in terms of participation, some people, the ones we got, the surveys we did get, were filled out extensively. Unfortunately, we just didn't get very many of them. And the committee is very concerned that, well, it's great that, you know, a dozen people or 15 people filled one of these out, but there's, I don't know exactly how many households, but there's hundreds of households. We need to hear from more people
Right.
to really put together a good comprehensive plan. So that's where we're at.
Okay, thank you.
Just a suggestion, could we put like a blurb on the website for that? And then maybe attach an email address, or just email saying, yes, I would like to have one of the surveys, or something as simple as just emailing you and saying,
Yeah,
yeah.
and she's gonna put my email address on there, which is fine. Other questions or comments?
So if the weather's fit, I'll have a table and be out there, and if it's not, I'll call the rest of them and tell them, unless they want to wear a rain suit or snow gear or whatever.
I'll bring my sunblock.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah. Okay.
I might set it up anyway.
Don't you have one of those little plastic, tents, like we use for baseball and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about up in the park?
Well, if they go in that door, they won't come up there. That's just like if we put it in this building, they bypass it. They park in front of my garage and in my yard and zip in there and back out. They won't stop this building or the park. So,
Like, how about the people who already voted, how will they, get a survey?
well, yeah.
Fill out another card.
We have, this turned out to be a longer report than I expected, which is good, because we need contributions. So one of the ideas is to get people to come and vote, but that's not the only idea. I mean, I think one of the other ideas was, once we get a survey, we can make it available, for example, at the post office or in this building, have a pick up and drop off. So we want as many people to participate as we can get. The concern about mailing is that the voter registration list that we can get from the county isn't all that accurate, and it's fairly large, and there's a lot of expense involved, and we were just trying to figure out how to get more people involved at lower costs. So there will be other ways that we can get you a survey.
If we already filled out that last one, like she did, the long thing, then do we have to fill it again?
We're gonna use those surveys,
Yeah.
so if
Oh,
you fill it out, we will use it. But Dee is telling me that
Yeah.
Dee's right, they may be different.
There's something I'd like to interject here real quick. Since there's so many people here tonight and word of mouth is golden, as you well know, since Waste Management has bought that 400 acres at that auction, 200 in Bowling Green and 200 in Perry County, that means that landfill's gonna expand quite a bit. Now, you know that's why you bought it.
I don't know the answer to that, but I.
But
can tell you
anyway,
this.
this is just to let, you know, okay, this is just to alert people that what could happen down the road, and your property value is gonna hit worse than they are today with the, that's all I got
So,
to say.
but-
Maybe if you pass a word, then everybody'd be more willing to fill out these surveys and get real serious about this comprehensive plan. That's what I'm trying to interject
They
here.
said they just go use it.
If we had one in place,
Yeah,
we
what they
would be
say.
able to,
Don't believe them.
if we had one in place, the township could decide better what should have happened there. Now, it may not be any different, it just depends upon what the people think.
People even, that, go ahead.
I got a question on this comprehensive plan. You're talking about the future use of our ground. Does that mean we ain't gonna have no say-so on our property, what we do, or what we wanna do on our property?
Heavens no. You still,
That's, I'm still
I mean,
fighting
you
the
own your
zoning.
property,
I don't like the zoning. I don't believe a person ought to tell me what I can have on my property.
yeah, so we need your input on the comprehensive plan because we have zoning. And the zoning comes out of the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is required, if, it's not required,
I would suggest it.
how do I say this? It's being highly encouraged by the prosecuting attorney for a couple of reasons, and also by the Soil and Water Conservation District, because if people want to have farmland preservation, for example, if we say that that's important in our comprehensive plan, you get awarded points that eventually help you perhaps get farmland preservation dollars. Also, we need to take a look at things like the water. Do we want development? Do we not want development? We can easily say, we don't want development, we don't want, or we want something different than what we have today. But that's the whole idea of the comprehensive plan is, let's take a look at this together as a group of people, let's us decide in our township what we want, and let's put a plan together that helps us get it.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but my point is, if you pay taxes on your property, what gives your neighbor or 10 neighbors around you to understand what you can and can't do on your property? I mean, you
Well,
pay for it,
I
you pay
think-
your taxes,
I think that's
is it
the
yours
question.
or not?
Well, I think you may have a very similar opinion as most people. I think the question here is, the reason why we have a comp plan or why we get a comp plan is, let's suppose your neighbor decides to put up an establishment that you don't really like. Some people don't like cell towers, some people don't like adult entertainment institutions, some people don't like landfills. If we don't have zoning, don't have a comprehensive plan, what stops them from putting it across the street from where you're at, or right next to your property line?
But that's pretty much what I'm saying. Someone else is gonna tell you what you can and can't do on your property. And that's, to me, is not right, it's not American.
Well, and if that's your opinion, we need to have that. So
You
make
got it.
sure,
You got it.
oh, I don't know if I can remember everybody's. But so basically you're saying that you don't want zoning.
No, I don't even know how we got zoned.
We need to be.
Ron and I voted at every voting we've had except for one, they wouldn't let me vote because I moved out of Licking County for 2 years, and I moved back there. But I've been here to vote, and they wouldn't let me, they said I've been going for 30 days, so I went to vote in Perry County, and they wouldn't let me vote there, they said I had to come back here, and they sent me back to Perry County, and I still didn't get to vote.
So we need
That's the
your
only year
opinion,
I've ever voted.
we need your opinion as well as more people as well. So it's not, the comprehensive planning committee doesn't decide for you, just so we're all, our job is to represent you in the comprehensive plan. So whatever the people say is what's going in the comprehensive plan. It's not what the committee says, it's what the committee gathers. So we're representing you in developing this comprehensive plan.